Shalom, shalom, shalom. The waterfall all get in to another Wednesday wisdom class. I'm your Captain Samson one. Oh, God darn it. My bad, family.
What?
I did something wrong here.
What?
Settings. Oh, my bad, family. I got. All right, family. I'm back. Salak. My fault. I had Bring That Out show because I am the engineer for the Bring That Out show. So with all the different components we have here working, trying to bring together a beautiful show for you guys. So that's what's going on here at the Light of Zion. Hope you did catch the show yesterday on Bring That Out. It was a powerful show we did with sisters because the title of the class was "So You Want to Be a Prophet's Wife?" and the wives is on there speaking. So they're speaking their truths on how their relationship goes and how everything works in their relationship, dealing with a man of the Most High that goes out and teach in the streets. So, but again, today we're here on Wednesday Wisdom. Title of this class is Not My Baby. The reason is that, hey, we're going to be going over some shootings that happened in the news in the last couple of months, 2 of them to be exact, and we might touch on even the mass shooting that happened in New York. I believe it was Harlem. There was a mass shooting there a couple of days ago, so we might even dive into that a little bit. But that's here today. Thursday, as you know, we got Soldier Class. If you are in the South Florida area, you can stop off at the school. The address will be in the description. So you can stop off at the school. Captain Zamara is over that class, and we bringing that truth out for the men, the soldiers, the young men, and the buns. So if you are a young man, you want to put this work in and this truth, come and stop by a Soldier Class. Friday, we have the history class here with Bishop Elder Lapalau and Captain Monatazak as they go over the history of Yasharallah. If you don't know where you came from, how do you know where you're going? So that's the powerful class that they go over the history of Yasharallah is written of in the scriptures. And there's some good information coming out during them classes. And as you know, Saturday is our Shabbat class. So tune in for all those. And here at the headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We got it down in Dade County. We got it in Lehigh County. We got it in Treasure Coast. We have it in Georgia, soon to be coming in Highlands County. Tune in to all those. All classes start at 12 o'clock afternoon sharp. Treasure Coast start at 1 p.m. So tune in to these classes. Sunday, we have the Life or Death radio show with the Captain Yuckanon going over the hot topics and debates that he bring out during his show. So tune in to that. He also bring a class in that Levitical speech in the Creole. So also tune in later on that evening when he dive into that as well, bringing out good information. And and sisters class on Tuesday, Google Meets. So if you need to get in contact with some of the sisters, hit us here up at the school or any respectable locations that you are attending, and get with the captains and the soldiers there. They can give you the login information to log in with the sisters for soldier class. I mean, not soldier class, but for sisters class. Right. So without further delay, without further ado, we got to dive into this class.
That's the spirit. Wisdom crying. That's the spirit, man, already.
Wisdom cry.
That's already the spirit.
That's our powerful captain right there. I know. Letting you know at Treasure Coast, bringing that Espanol to you. So if you have any people that like to speak that Espanola tongue, that Spanish tongue, holler at him. And we got a brother down in Dade County as well, Captain. Darn it. I'm about to say Tazla. No, Captain. Darn, Taziawan. Bringing out that Spanish for you. Stay tuned for Miami-Dade videos of that brother doing some powerful teaching down in Little Havana in Miami. So let's dive into it. Colossians 3:17.
It's the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17.
Kind.
And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Outer One Yahushua, giving thanks to the Outer One and the Father by him.
So whatever you do in your words and deeds, always give thanks to the power that's in heaven. Bahashima Mashiach Yahushua. That's in the name of the anointed Savior, Hamashiach Yahawashah, who the world illiterally calls Jesus Christ. He's not a white man. He's a black dude with a tan, as the movie used to say. And if you never watched that movie, it's a wild movie. And at the end of it, they let you in on what's going on. Jesus is a black dude, not a white man with a tan. That's all I'm saying. So let's dive into it. We're going to hit you with a couple of videos that let you understand why we titled this class, Not My Baby. Because a lot of these mothers out here, sons are running amok. And when their son gets shot or put in jail and all kind of wild stuff happens to their son, they constantly jump out there talking about not my baby, but not knowing that your baby is a terrorist in the neighborhood.
Right.
So
a menace to society.
A boys in the hood.
Right.
South Central. Hey man, there's a lot of different movies out there they portray and they want to live up to it, but now, hey, it's on.
Right.
But let me get this started. Let me share my screen. Matter of fact, let me do this first. Boom. I'm gonna do it like this. So let me share my screen. Chrome. Oh, I should have shared my I don't got my other screen hooked up, so we're gonna see how this works. Boom. So I hope y'all can see this. Let's get started.
Tonight, the mother of a 13-year-old who police shot and killed wants answers. Family identified A.J. Hernandez as the boy killed on the south side early Friday morning. Police say he T-boned a police car with a stolen vehicle. KENS 5 reporter Troy Clash shares why the mother doesn't believe the story.
Early Friday morning, Linda Espinoza learned her son A.J. Hernandez was killed.
A.J. was a good, lovely brother, big smile. He was very happy. He was really funny, you know. He loved looking at himself in the mirror, his hair.
His death coming at an already difficult time.
It's very hard, you know. Now it's not just one burial, it's the second one. We didn't finish grieving for the first one.
Last month, Linda's daughter Nevaeh Martinez was killed in a shooting on Warhorse Street. A block away on Warcloud Drive, a San Antonio police officer shot and killed A.J. SAPD says officers tried to stop a vehicle reported stolen, but as officers tried to stop the car, they say the 13-year-old backed into a police car. Espinoza heard from witnesses that A.J. surrendered.
And I want justice for my son because there was no reason for him to shoot a 13-year-old.
SAPD.
Now, she says there's no reason for them to shoot a 13-year-old. There's no reason that a 13-year-old is riding around in a stolen car.
Vehicle, man.
So this is what I'm saying. You out here committing terrorism in the neighborhood, and you wonder why your son gets shot. It's a sad thing, but at the end of the day, why was he out there?
Right.
Why?
He claims they feared other officers would be hit.
Now, and they always going to put that up. They was afraid that other officers might be hit with a car. Now, mind you, if you don't know, driving a police car and hitting other cars, they would consider that a weapon. So y'all got to be careful out here in these streets. They will use anything to their discretion to try to say this is what is going on. But hey, that's why we got to get found keeping these law, statutes, commandments and not getting caught up with this wildness.
According to an affidavit obtained by KENS 5, Hernandez was arrested in a smuggling case in April. AJ and another teen arrested after police found 7 migrants in their van following a chase. Espinoza says it's irrelevant to her son dying.
What?
This is what I'm saying. I ain't even, you know what? Let me put on captions. Maybe I didn't hear right. Let's go back some. Because that was wild. If he said this man was riding around with migrants or what he said? Pills?
Yeah.
It had to be pills. Let's see.
Migrants in their van following a chase. Espinoza.
A little further? Okay. Because that was wild what they just said.
They feared other officers would be hit. According to an affidavit obtained by KENS 5, Hernandez was arrested in a smuggling case in April. AJ and another teen arrested after police found 7 migrants in their van following a chase.
Migrants. I mean, you had 7 people hiding out. Like you in a people smuggling ring. This is wild, man.
Espinoza says it's irrelevant to her son dying.
He has struggled a little, you know, because, you know, the kids that, you know, he would, you know, be out here with.
See, you know, the kids he was with, and you know, why was he with these other wild kids?
But as a mother, it should be your responsibility to know who your child is dealing with. There's no excuse. The friends, like prime example, like I got an example, like my mom.
Mhm.
Whenever I have friends and I'm going somewhere, all praise to my mom. She would ask who's the child's parents, where their
Huh.
parents are at, how they she would ask how the kid present himself. She'll ask for the ID of the child if it's possible. She would my mom would do a full almost background check on this child to make sure that this child is not that the child's not horrible, that he's not a menace to society, that I'm dealing with him.
Pull the scripture for me real quick. We hold this here. Exodus
Exodus
23 and 2.
Exodus 23 and 2.
Pull this scripture for me, because this is wild. This is wild, man. You don't know who your child out there with. He's out there stealing cars and caught up in all that other stuff. But the scriptures tell us what's going on. For one, you should always raise a child in these scriptures so he understands where he or she should be going in life.
23
and 2.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Say that again.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
You should not have your son and your daughter out here following behind some wild, rowdy kids.
Right.
The scripture ain't lied yet. The scriptures has been proven true time and time again. This day, this scripture has been fulfilled in thy ears. And you can constantly do that with a lot of scriptures because all you got to do is look at society. Keep reading.
Neither shalt thou speak in a case to decline after many to rest judgment.
Cause. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause
to decline after many to rest judgment.
Now she's trying to decline what's going on here. Wrestle with the judgment that the Most High does put on this young man. That's the judgment from the Most High that just went passed down to her son. It's going to be hard for us to realize it. That's even if, and now mind you, it's hard for even me. You feel me? And as a person with a child, if something happens and it's a situation that's going on and stuff happens, at the end of the day, we got to know at the end of the day, that's the Most High that did those things. Even with me being in this truth, all I can do is pray to the Most High that my child is straight. But as we know, there's wild stuff that happens. We see people running into schools, shooting up elementary schools. You feel me? We don't know what's going to happen, but all we can do is pray that our child has a hedge of protection around them. And the only way to get that hedge of protection is by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, facing the east, calling on the Most High. Let the Most High know we done wickedly in his eyes, and we got to bring ourselves and correct ourselves, make sure we stay on the right and narrow path of righteousness. Did you have something?
No, I was gonna say that the first thing she does is blame everybody else for what happened to her son, rather than taking full accountability of what she did for her son to end up in this situation. She knew from what she was saying, she knew automatically that the kids that he hung around was no good anyway. Did she confront him about saying, don't hang around these kids? Matter of fact, you're gonna stay home. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna let you go out with these kids. Stay away from them, or I'm gonna deal with you. No, she let him do what he wants to do, rather than putting stipulations, guidelines on that child. Now he's running amok. Now he's running in the streets, being a monster.
But this is the wild part. It's hard to try to do it now, you feel me? But she should have been doing it since the very tender age of 0 months old.
Right.
That's when everything should have started late, huh?
No, I'm getting a precept.
That's when everything should have started being laid down from that very beginning. But something you're going to notice in a couple of videos I show, and I'm going to bring it up later, and then I'm going to read the scripture with that. But I'm going to let the video continue while you look for that precept.
But I try to, do what a parent's supposed to do and guide them the right way.
All this mom wants is to see the body cam.
Now, she said she tried to do the right thing and guide him in the right way. But what is the right way? What is the right way? Can we see what's right? Let me see if that says it in here. You got a precept?
Yeah. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way they should.
Yeah, read that real quick.
There's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Train up a child in a way he should go.
Yep.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Now, what you should train a child up in? Romans 7 and 12. What should you train a child up in? Because the scriptures say train a child up. But how are you going to train a child up? 7 and 12. What do you train a child up in to keep them on that right and narrow path? Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 12.
Come.
Wherefore the law is holy.
The what?
Wherefore the law is holy.
Keep going.
And the commandment holy.
Yep.
And just.
And what?
And just.
And what else?
And good.
You can't get around that. That's what's good. That's how you train a child up in these laws, statutes, and commandments. And we just brought out one of the commandments in Exodus 23 and 2. Follow not a multitude to do evil. You're supposed to train your child up. Hey, don't follow that wrong crowd. You ain't grab that scripture for me with commandments.
What?
People around you should keep the commandments.
I'll be continually.
Yeah, godly man. That you know to keep the commandments. You got pulled it, you found it already?
Yeah.
Bring that one out too. Because this is how you choose your friends on top of it. Am I moving too fast? A little bit? Okay, we're gonna slow down. Hold that then. We ain't gonna touch that just yet. We ain't gonna grab that just yet. Let's finish it.
Video, but in her heart, she's grieving.
Make sure to tell them every day, you know, though. You don't know it's going to be the last day. You'll get to see your kids.
On the south side, Troy Kless, Ken's 5.
Now, that's just one incident. I'm about to jump right to the next one. I ain't gonna hold back. I'm jumping right to the next one, another one. Let's see what they got going on here.
Concerned about my child. He might not walk again.
A mother files a lawsuit after her 13-year-old son is shot by Chicago police.
Our attorneys question the use of force.
Tia Ewing is live tonight with the details and new video in the case. Tia.
Well, the 13-year-old boy's mother says that a bullet is still lodged in his back, and she's calling on all body camera video to be released. She's also filed a lawsuit aimed at the city of Chicago and the unnamed officer. This is
Hold on. Let me go back. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right one. Let me go back and share this one.
It says sound seems doubled when playing video.
It does. All right. I guess because it's probably coming through to my mic too.
Yeah.
Because we're talking with it as well. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this for you then. I'm gonna.
Concerned about my child. He might not walk again.
A mother files a lawsuit after her 13-year-old son is shot by Chicago police.
Our attorneys question the use of force.
Tia Ewing is live tonight with the details and new video in the case. Tia.
Well, the 13-year-old boy's mother says that a bullet is still lodged in his back, and she's calling on all body camera video to be released. She's also filed a lawsuit aimed at the city of Chicago and the unnamed officer. This is video from last week showing police chasing an unarmed 13-year-old boy in the Austin neighborhood.
He laying up there, he cried all the time because he just wish he would have stayed in the house that day.
Sierra Corbett's son was out at 10:30 at night. Chicago police say officers were attempting to stop a stolen vehicle.
I gotta pause right there because here we go. We got another child. Shalom, sis. We got another child that's out at night, 10:30, another stolen vehicle. What's going on? What's going on? These children are out late night as a 13-year-old boy. Now, mind you, these are two 13-year-olds
Right.
within a month of each other,
Right.
getting shot by police.
Right. At 10, I am
Late night.
And the thing is, at 13, even for me, at 13, I was never outside after 10:30. My mom gave me a strict rule: you better beat the street lights home, or I'ma deal with you. What are you doing, allowing your child to be outside after 10:30 at 13 years old?
What?
That is pure negligence that this woman just caused for this child. Pure negligence. You thinking your son? Oh, I'll go out. You could go out at 10:30.
Son.
What is he doing? There's only nothing but trouble and mischief at 10:30 for a 13-year-old child.
Yep.
With no guidance out in the street, with nobody to say, "Hey, man, you need to stop doing what you're doing, man, or you're gonna end up getting in trouble, man. You're gonna get caught up." And now the mom wants retribution for her son getting manhandled. Right, the streets lights was a prison for real.
Hey, and that's what it was. But this is
into the house.
This is the thing now, mind you, and I forget what comedian said this. The parents that whoop their child the most is the ones that are here today. They ain't in trouble like that.
Hold on.
You feel me? They not in those things. Why? Because that belt, like that brother just said, the street light was an alarm. Get your behind home, or that it's gonna be an alarm on your behind. Getting whooped with all kind of things. But guess what? That kept us on the right path. Spell the rock. That's what you're getting?
Yeah, I'm getting
it. Get it there. Get it for him. Get it for him.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 24.
Son.
He that spareth his rod hateth his son.
What?
He that spareth his rod hateth his son.
You hate your son. You hate your child if you ain't tearing that behind up. Keep going.
But he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. There you go. That's it.
That's it.
That the righteous eateth the satisfying. Oh, come on. The righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want.
That's it. Yeah, that's going to be something else.
But yeah, like this precept is talking about, bro. You spare the rod on this child, man. He gonna be evil, man. He gonna be running in the streets, and then when he gets
10:30.
And then when he gets caught up by the police,
not my baby.
And then what's so wrong about this is the fact that she is trying to justify what he did. Oh, they could have just grabbed him up, but your son stole a car, then tried to flee from the police.
Try getting away.
You tried to flee from the police,
and it didn't work.
Now the police that's even driving in these cars, they're gonna think automatically, oh, he's fleeing from the police. He probably got a gun on him. He's probably dangerous. He's probably armed and dangerous. Who knows?
Hey, this the other part. They already trigger happy. They already trigger happy. And some of them are cowboys waiting. They waiting. They got should I say it? What? They got ready to shoot on somebody. Ready to put some lead in somebody. They be at the house practicing with their gun.
Meditating on it.
Who?
Freeze.
Here you go.
Quit.
Stop resisting.
Right.
And as soon as he stopped, turned around, threw his hands up, fire in him. He didn't know if he was turning around with a gun or not.
My mom gave me a choice, a punishment for 30 days in the house or a whooping. I took the whooping.
Good.
But this is the damage of not taking responsibility of dealing with a child, man. This is the lack of responsibility and accountability to handling and dealing with this child. This is the destruction of not having the scriptures, man. This comes with wisdom. We know that the cops is only meant for people who are doing wrong. You want to get that precept, brother? I'm gonna get the precept, brother. I'm gonna get the precept.
Romans 13:1. We want to go through it. I'm gonna finish this and we're gonna dive into it. There's that. Oh, let me get back over here. Let's dive right back into this. Mute. All right, we about to switch back over to the video. Oh, I could have just did it up top. I'm about to switch back over to the video and continue that. Chrome, bugger. Boom, let's get it.
Wanted in connection with the carjacking and kidnapping in Oak Park. When officers approached the car, they say the 13-year-old boy apparently got out and ran. His mother says he complied, and now she's hired a legal team.
He complied with them, and all they had to do was grab him.
Corbett and her attorneys have filed a federal civil rights lawsuit and says it's a strong possibility that because her son was shot in the back, he may never walk again.
He liked to play ball. He liked to ride bikes. He liked to play football. He been on Chicago, Vikings. He just won't be able to do all that again if he's never able to walk.
The family's attorney, Andrew Stroth, says CPD used excessive force.
We do know the city of Chicago has a pattern and practice of unjustified use of excessive and lethal force, especially in communities of color. We do know that in the past several years, there's been several foot pursuit cases that have ended in severe injury or death.
They also question if the department violated its own policies.
Excessive use of force policy, you're not supposed to fire on someone that doesn't present an immediate threat to the public.
And the officer involved in the shooting has been relieved of powers pending the outcome of COPA's investigation. Live in downtown tonight, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
There you go, man. It's right there. And I'm gonna throw. I ain't even worried about that, man. That's how we're gonna do that because I don't even know where you going with that crazy. That's just wild, crazy. Ain't even paying attention to that. Get that for me. Oh, and this is what I want to bring up real quick. These two sisters here, not Levi, but Northern Tribe, Southern Tribe. No man was in sight. Not one. Their husbands wasn't there. Daddies wasn't there. She's sitting at the table. Oh, my son is this, and my son like to play football. He like to smile, but where's your daddy at?
Where's
the daddy at in all this?
Where is the father?
Before you grab that.
Deuteronomy?
No. Isaiah 3:12. Before you grab that, Isaiah 3:12. Before you grab that, Isaiah 3:12, man.
Got it.
Because this got to come out, man.
Got it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12, man.
Come.
As for my people,
Yep.
children are their oppressors.
What?
Children are their oppressors.
Yep.
And women rule over them.
Say it again.
And women rule over them.
A lot of women is ruling over these young men out here running amok. The mother can only whoop so much, you feel me? Because when you get of a certain age, as I did, I ain't gonna lie, she'll whoop. Crocodile tears, go in the bathroom. Brother getting whooped. Now we in the bathroom laughing. That didn't hurt. Then out of nowhere, daddy just pop up out of the blue like, where did you come from? Yeah. Oh, you ain't whooping me like that.
That's a different type of, bro. A fatherly whooping is a different type of whooping.
Oh, it's a damn different type of whooping. Because the power behind that, and then it's the man behind
yes,
with that voice. And you know, they're gonna whoop you with every syllable they say. Didn't I tell you?
Bro.
So this is what happens, man. But we cannot neglect the fact that the scripture just said.
And women rule over them.
Yep.
Oh, my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
These Christian churches, these pastors that sit up in here, don't tell our people, hey, man, start keeping these commandments. Raise your child up in these commandments. The law is not hung on the cross because Christ died on this cross.
Right.
Only thing got nailed to that cross is sacrificial of animals, the sacrifice of animals. But we still sacrifice today. There's sacrifices that got to go on today. Get it to them real quick. 12:1. Romans. That's it on that.
It's the book of Romans 12:1.
12:1 real quick.
It's the book of Romans chapter 12 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Hey, what?
A living sacrifice.
That's what we're supposed to be doing, presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. He nailed that sacrifice to the cross, but now we got to sacrifice ourselves in this. Now, jump to Romans 13:1. Let's bring it out.
It's the book of Romans chapter 13 verse 1.
Okay.
Let every soul be subject unto higher power.
Yep.
For there is no power but of the Most High.
The only power is the Most High. He's going to put all types of people in power, whoever he so chooses. Right now, the wicked bear rule. Why? Because the children of Israel messed up. Right. He's provoking us to jealousy with a nation that is not a nation right now. Keep going.
Come on. For there is no power but of the Most High.
Yep.
The powers that be ordained of the Most High.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High.
Now, that's not talking about we can't go out there and hold our demonstrations and all that, but it means nothing. The best demonstration we can do is demonstrating keeping these laws, statutes, commandments. Right. When we stand on them blocks, we're demonstrating the power of the Most High by putting our nation back together. Keep going.
Good. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High.
Huh.
That they resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Uh-huh.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
They're not there to do good works. The rulers. Them rulers that's there, they're not a terror to the good works. If you're doing good works, they're not going to bother you. If you found keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, they're not going to touch you. The Most High will hide you when you, for example, if you just happen to be speeding down the street, you feel me? But if you're doing some excessive speeding, weaving in and out of traffic, oh yeah, you might get pulled over. But if there's no weaving out of traffic and this traffic is flowing properly and you doing 50 in a 45, 55 maybe in a 45, Most High might wink at that ignorance. You feel me? You feel me? You might see the police sitting there, he'll hide you. Boom, dang, he ain't coming after me. But mind you, every other car on the road doing 50 and 55 anyway, because a lot of these speed limits are, in a sense, out of whack. You might run a red light late night, you feel me? Don't run a red light in the middle of afternoon traffic that's going on during after work hours, daytime. You feel me? Don't speed through school zones type nonsense. School bus stop sign come up, stop for the school bus. You're supposed to care about your kids, especially in your neighborhoods. But keep reading.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
Yep.
But thou did not be afraid of the power.
But they're a terror to the evil. So if you're doing evil, that's who they're there to punish.
Better yet,
the people that's doing evil.
It's a lot better yet. Let me read it in the NLT so it'll be more clear.
Okay, NLT for me.
This is the book of Romans chapter 13, verse 1 in the NLT.
Okay.
Everyone must submit to governing authorities, for all authority comes from the Most High.
Now, mind you, and all this is any society has order. True indeed, our society got that wicked law talking about gays, married gays. We ain't saying go follow them laws because you don't have to do that. That's a suggestion, and that's something they don't open up for the wicked to do. But we're not going to follow that wickedness. So don't use that as an excuse. Keep going.
And those in position of authority have been placed there by the Most High.
Okay.
So anyone who rebels against authority is rebelling against what the Most High has instituted. And they will be punished.
Break it down? Break it down.
Come on. Verse 2. So anyone who rebels against authority is rebelling against what the Most High has instituted. So whenever we decide to rebel, whenever we decide to, I'm not gonna wind down the window, leave me alone. Don't bother me. Why you stopping me for? When we start doing that, that's when we start getting chastised. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read further on. Against authority is rebelling against what the Most High has instituted. They will be punished. We will be punished once we start bucking up against these authorities because these authorities is used by the Most High.
Fine.
These people are used for correcting Israel when Israel has done wickedly. Whenever we've done wickedly, the Most High used the other nations against us to correct us of our ways. And this is what the authorities is designed for. This is why we have governing authorities even now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read further on. For the authorities do not strike fear in the people who are doing right. See, like
If you doing right,
you good. Listen, I'm gonna give you a prime example.
Son.
We drove. Me and Kadash was driving up to Lehigh. Right, we was coming back from Lehigh. And we was driving on the road. We was talking, and then the police stopped us. Our hearts beating fast. We a little worried because you know we dealing with the police. So then they come to find out, the police stop us. He's like, "Oh, your right, your right tail light is out." And my brother said, "We didn't know that. This and that." We wind down the window, had our hands on the wheel. We wasn't causing this man no problems. We was quickly agreeing with thine adversary. So we wouldn't get in trouble. You know what the man did? Even though the tail light was broken, he gave us a warning. He said, next time, y'all really got to fix that. So I'm going to let y'all go with the warning, and y'all have a nice day.
That's all.
All praises to the Most High, because they could have turned left.
Good. But you saw what you said at the end? All praises to the Most High.
A
lot of people ain't going to do that.
Right. If we was doing wickedly, the Most High would have judged us right then and there using that cop. But let me read further on.
Hold that real quick. I'm going to read this real quick because what you just said. Matthew chapter 5, verse 25.
Right.
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Do what?
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Agree with thine adversary quickly. Don't be getting in this spirit of, oh, why the cops bothering me? Leave me alone. Why the hell you stop? Why the hell you pulled me over? You seen the cop coming. You should have known that he was going to try to make that move on you. So don't get upset with them, because they're the ones that still have the power. Even though we know with wisdom that these cops can get away with almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
But read on, man.
Sloppy. Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
While thou art in the way with him.
While he got you. Why he holding you there, Reed?
Lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
You still gotta agree with this man.
Still can't get around.
You can't get around it. If the cop tell you to get out the car, get out the dang car. Don't try to buck up, because now you don't know what this man gonna do. He could already be having a bad day, and then the next thing you know, you're gonna be like, oh, you gonna cause him problems? Now he gonna have every excuse. Now he gonna grab you out. He gonna grab you from out the window, throw you out the car, get the gun. Now he already hot. He already hot.
No, this what he gonna do. Freeze limitation. Pocket. Oh,
3 to the chest.
Oh, my bad.
My mistake.
I thought I grabbed my taser.
Right, my fault. I did. My bad. Now what's gonna happen? Now you dead because you just wanted to be ignorant. You want to be an ignorant Negro.
Here you go. Check this out. Peep game now. This is game I'm giving you. As they say, as I'm gonna say on Tuesday, free game Tuesdays. Here's some game today. Everything they got is shaped like a gun.
Facts.
The taser is like a gun.
Facts.
Their radar is like a gun.
Right,
so even when they seeing how fast you're going, they already practicing to shoot you.
Right. Absolutely, man.
They already practicing to shoot you. So if a person, everything they got is shaped like a gun, even the baton is darn, they got a little handle with a little barrel on it.
Right.
But they just spin it around the other way.
Right.
And use it like that. You feel me?
But
everything they has is darn near shaped like a gun.
Yeah,
wait till the cuffs start shaped like guns. Then you definitely gonna be in trouble.
You finish.
Definitely gonna be in trouble. But read that more in Romans 13.
It's the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 1.
Yep.
I'm gonna start at 3. For the authorities do not strike fear in people who are doing right, but in those who are doing wrong.
Those that are doing wrong. Go ahead.
Would you like to live without fear of the authorities?
You want to live without fear of the police? Do what?
Do what is right.
And what is right? We already told you what is right. These laws, statutes, commandments. Keep going.
And they will honor you.
And they will what?
They will honor you.
He will even make your enemy your friend.
Like prime example, at camps, when we hold a camp, the police come. Everybody think they gonna mess with us, but the cops seeing what we doing is right. So matter of fact, they'll even flip it. If anybody bothering y'all, we'll move them right out your way. We'll arrest them right then and there. We seen it happen. Somebody came up. Matter of fact, they made allegations on us saying that we was beating on people, spitting on them, punching them, and the cop already knew us from previous encounters. So as soon as they came up and cordially came up to us, and we spoke peaceably with them, we agreed with them. But that's not we quickly agreed with them. Oh, really? They making false allegations on us? Wow, that's crazy. We're only here preaching the Bible. We only showing love to our people.
No, this is the trip that part. We in Dade one night teaching at Wynwood.
Right.
Now, true indeed, my vehicle, because at this time, one of my vehicles, this is what we used to bring the camp stuff.
Right.
So I am illegally parked, you feel me? I'm illegally parked right there because
Right.
easy to put our stuff in, easy to take it out. When the cop came up, the sergeant came up, they literally said, hey man, they mad because you're using your speaker. Well, this is what I want you to do. Hide your speaker for now. No, this is before the sergeant came up.
Right.
The other officer said, hide your speaker. We're going to tell Sarge that you wasn't using the speaker. It was just your voices you was using. Sarge's going to say it's cool. Y'all can use your speaker again when he leaves. So I'm like,
See,
what?
that's it, bro.
No, this is the trip that part. So the officer said, who car this is? This your car? All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that car out the way. You back your car up so you can park there. And I'm going to park my car right here so nobody mess with
Now
y'all.
you see
what I'm saying? That all this transpired and we sitting up there looking like, okay.
Bro, that's what happened.
Because we thought they was by it, but when he said, let me see some ID, because it was me and the chief. Let's see some ID. So I walked over, me and the chief walked over there and started dealing with him. So how I pulled my ID out, he was like, what are you? You security or officer or something? Because I had my ID on my chest because of the type of thing I was carrying with me. I'm like, nah, man, I work at the port or whatever. This and that there. He's like, oh, for real? What port you work at? This and that there. What? For real? No problem. We got you, guy. Look at Chief ID. Well, he asked for Chief ID, but by the time he started talking with me, I don't need nobody else ID, man. This is what we're gonna do. Continue on like I just said.
Right.
Had the speaker for the minute. Sergeant pulled it up. What? They said, what? And leave them guys alone, man.
Right.
Everybody leave. You stay on duty over here and watch and make sure everything's good. All right. Speaker came back out, kept teaching the word. And it was beautiful, man.
And that's the thing of keeping these law, statutes, commandments, man. When you're doing right, you have nothing to fear.
Nothing.
You have a hedge around you, man. But our people are destroyed for not having this type of wisdom. What we got, you know what I'm saying? Keeping these law, statutes, commandments. Our people are destroyed.
Shalom.
Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Our people choose to really be ignorant, man. So when they see a cop and they start bucking up on these cops and they get beat up, they don't know the wisdom. They don't know how to deal with them, how to agree with an adversary quickly, how to understand that, oh, this situation, he's in power. He could choose to kill me at any given time. So if he told me to step out the car, let me step out the car.
No,
and he tells me to sit on the concrete. Okay, I'm gonna hold that L. I'm gonna sit on the concrete because the Most High is orchestrating that right now. There's nothing I could do. If I try to rebel or try to fight back, I know it's not gonna be for my benefit whatsoever.
But this is the thing. A lot of people think we're showing a weak demeanor when you do something like that. Because I know the law. The law says this, and the law. Now, mind you, I didn't had that route happen. You feel me?
Right.
I used to take seatbelt tickets to court and everything. Every ticket they gave me, I used to take to court. You feel me? I got pulled over one time. This is before I was in the truth. Got pulled over one time. Got 5 tickets. You feel me? But true indeed, the Most High was looking out. You feel me? Because all the tickets, they put my last name first and my last name last name. So it was, let's say my name is Johnson. So they put Johnson on the goddamn tickets, on all 5 tickets. So I'm like,
so
are
that
you
it
for
basically,
real?
so it's basically ain't going to you then.
No, it's simply I could just go throw him out.
Right.
But he thought I was just about to run up there. I was like, because I was drawing with him.
Right.
You feel me? I'm drawing with officers. Get out of the car. And I closed my doors. When I got out my car, it's me and my cousin. I got out the car, let my windows up, locked the door. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, every time I get out my vehicle, I lock my vehicle, man. What you told me to get out, right? It's locking my vehicle. So he's looking at me like, really? This is how we gonna do this? Get the dog unit over here. Wow. Smelled the car and all this. There's drugs in the car. I said, dude, there's no drugs in there. There's no drugs in there. He got the dog all in my car and this and that there. And then here go my slick self. If you would have waited 20 minutes, I would have had some drugs on me. I was slick with him. I was doing dumb. But again, that's dumb in the world, just doing dumb stuff, trying them like that.
Right.
And then once I seen that going to court and going through all that process, and then when I seen that, once I started doing that, because I was dealing with the Morse type thing, that's how I know it's garbage. because tickets was being thrown out for me, and I'm using techniques and all that. But then when I got to the point where I ain't even have to speak no more, I said, man, this is garbage. I might as well, and this is when I started coming into the truth. I'm like, this stuff is garbage. I might as well just deal with the truth. If I ain't even going there talking, the Most High is going to make sure they don't mess with me anyway. Because the last time I went to court, okay, we can handle this case real quick. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you? So I got ready to use, hold on, man. I ain't doing none of that. What you mean you're not doing that? Because the Bible said we shouldn't swear to anything on this earth or in heaven, this and that there. Dude's like, well, if you can't do that, we can't move forward right now, so you got to take it to trial. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll take it to trial. But then I turned around, I was about to walk out, and I turned back and like, well, if they asked me to do it in trial and I don't say it, then what? The judge literally told me this. I don't know. I'm going to come to see what happens. I would like to see what happens. I'm like, wait, what kind of answer is that? Now, mind you, if one of my hard drives went down, I would bring that footage in because I was in there recording. You can't really take cameras in there. But at this time, again, I was in the world trying to be slick. One of my watches had a camera on it. So I was in there recording the whole situation. Got my hand up like this, whatever, and I'm recording them, saying all this. If I can find that footage, I'll bring it in. Y'all going to think this cat was wild, man. But read that. Finish that off.
Verse 4. The authorities are the Most High's servant sent for your good.
Yep.
But if you are doing wrong, of course, you should be afraid. For they have the power to punish you. They are God's servants, sent for the very purpose of punishing those who do what is wrong. So you must submit to them, not only to avoid punishment, but also to keep a clear conscience.
So, and that's the other thing. When you say submit them, going to keep you a clear conscience, you understand you're doing the right thing.
Right.
You understand they can't touch you. Your conscience clear. I'm out. They can't do nothing to me. But again, the title of this class is Not My Baby. Reason why? Because a lot of women see their sons doing wickedly, see the child's doing wickedly. He go out there, stuff happens to him. He's on the block doing it like your boy right now, Young Thug, what is YSL? They whole thing, they in there and they free my dog, free. But he's a terror on the streets. You feel me? Now he's scared. You should want to go to jail, homeboy. This is what you rap about.
Right.
You should go ahead. I sit down and take these 20 years. It ain't nothing, boy. I sit down and keep making money because I'm a boss. But these cats are scared right now. They don't want to be in jail because they see that's not the place to be. But at the same time, you rapping about murder. Like the other dudes right there talking about they smoking on Tucci and I'm smoking on these brothers and all this stuff.
Smoking on dead ones, like
that's not cool. But they making songs about this stuff. That is wild. But this is what happens.
Right.
And when people get shot, not my baby, but your baby out there is causing terror on the streets. You wasn't saying nothing. Deuteronomy. You got to throw this in there now. Deuteronomy 21 and 18. Because somebody asked this question a long time ago on Facebook or somewhere I was in it, or on some chat I was in.
21 verse 18.
Good.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
It's like, do you believe in this scripture here? Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 18.
Good.
If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son.
If a man has what?
If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son.
Keep going.
Which will not obey the voice of his father.
The voice of who?
The voice of his father.
See that? Father was first and what?
Or the voice of his mother.
The child should be obeying the voices of his parents. Keep where you're going.
And that when they have chastened him,
they don't whoop this behind.
Will not hearken unto them.
And he's not going to hearken. Keep going.
Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city.
Yep.
And unto the gate of his place.
Yep.
And they shall say unto the elders of his city.
Yep.
This our son is stubborn and rebellious.
This our son. He's stubborn and he's rebellious. They done tried everything. They done whooped him. He's an adult man, damn near now. And it's going to let you know how he's an adult man. Keep going.
He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard.
And a what?
And a drunkard.
He eat all the time. He does lounge around and he's drink all the time. This is all he's good for. He's not productive and at this time, this is an Israelite community. He's not productive for the brothers and sisters that's around him. He's not a good image for him. Keep going.
21. 21. And all the men of his city shall stone him.
They shall do what?
Stone him.
Because he's a rebellious and stubborn child. He been chastised and he don't want to heed no warnings. So guess what the elders got to do now? We got to go ahead and stone this young man. Keep going.
With stones, that he died. So shalt thou put away from among you.
From among who?
From among you.
This is something my mother taught me a long time ago, because people think you is just a singular term. You is also plural.
Right.
So when he say amongst you, it's talking about the whole congregation of Israel.
Right.
We should not want this in our community.
Right.
Why? Because this child gonna, oh, look, he can get away with it. Surely I can too.
Right.
And this is what we're in right now. People getting away with it over and over and over, so everybody can do whatever now.
Right.
And nobody's gonna speak up because now we got that rule.
Right.
No snitching. Not knowing that the word snitch itself means if I'm robbing people and you robbing people, I shouldn't snitch on you because you're doing the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah,
but damn it, if I'm not robbing nobody and killing nobody and I see you doing that, hey, police, this Negro doing it right here. We had shows like this that promoted stuff like that. You know what one of them shows was? Rock.
Oh yeah, Rock. Yeah, I remember that.
You don't remember Rock, do you?
Yeah, I remember that.
Rock.
That's before my time. That's before my time.
That's what I'm saying. They had
That's
positive
before my
shows like that on TV. Even though this man was a garbage man, you feel me?
Yeah.
He kept bringing up this stuff that was garbage, but mind you, he still had his wife. You feel me? They was a household. They was a unit. He had a brother. Brother wasn't all that, you feel me? Joey wasn't all that all the time, but Joey still had some good in him. He'll try to do good. He still had his dad around, you feel me? Dad raising 2 sons. So this was a lineage of men here they tried to have a child. They eventually had their child or whatever, you feel me? But this is a show about men. What happened to that? You know what we get now? Every show that come out with a black man, he damn near, we call him sweetness, fun boyness. You feel me? And it's just wicked because they only do that in our community. They promote that for our community. What we got?
I'm pulling that Matthew 15. That's a good precept, man.
Come on, bring that out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a cut.
I just read the end parts of that.
That's a book. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 4. That's a cut.
Come.
For the Most High commanded, saying, honor thy father and thy mother.
Yep.
And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
Let him do what?
Let him die the death.
You curse your mother and your father when you act how you act. You are an image of your father. You are an image of Yasharallah.
And that's the thing. These ladies are not probably saying these kids was probably disrespectful. These kids was probably cussing them out. Shut the heck up. F you, mom. I hope you die. This and that.
Yep.
And matter of fact, speaking of that young boy that got shot, running out that car, did it not say that he was with a group of friends when they ran out that car?
The friends didn't run though. The friends stayed in that car and they just chilled.
That's crazy. And he ran.
Them other 2 sat there and was chill. We're not running home, boy. We're gonna go ahead and
because they got nothing to do. That's wrong with. Now that's the thing, man.
He got out and ran. The other 2 kids sat in the vehicle, more than likely they didn't run, but he got shot because you took off running.
Listen, man.
Plus, you was the driver on top of it.
And the thing is, the lady saying that her son is crying all the time. He should be crying. That's good for him because the Most High chastened that boy. He should be groaning in pain. He should be feeling some type of way. Because if he was doing what he had to do, the Most High wouldn't have to put a whooping to his backside. Yeah. Now that judgment is now he's paralyzed. Yeah. If he stayed home and he was respectful to his parents and he had to do what he had to do, he wouldn't have got what he got. Matter of fact, he should be praising the Most High that bullet didn't kill him. That's what he should be doing. He should be crying to the Most High with joy and gladness that he get to survive. Because that bullet that's lodged in his spine could have killed him. He should be thanking the Most High right now that he ain't died.
Yep. And guess what? He now has opportunity
to change his ways.
You don't know what might happen. You change your ways, the next thing you know, you walking
Right.
in a year or two, maybe
Right.
5 years down the line. If you change your ways, the Most High can do anything.
Right, man.
He can do anything at any given time. But are we willing to do it? Are we willing to change? He can change in the Most High in this kingdom just like that. You never know. Never know. But again, the whole objective is keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, so we not in these predicaments. So the mother is not out there talking about not my baby,
And that's the issue. And that's the main issue.
not my baby.
This little boy is crying. She said her son was crying in pain from getting shot. But now this is what the Most High. Now this is what the Most High is doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
Come on, let me get that. 1 and verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
Now, mind you, in Chicago, we had a summit in Chicago where all them brothers was gathered around. You feel me?
Right.
And there's no doubt you can't hide Israelites, especially in certain hoods. We everywhere.
You just can't.
You can't. We everywhere. You feel me? We everywhere. No matter what camp it is,
right, man.
What school it is,
Right.
we own all these blocks. You'll see us come across the internet here and there. You feel me?
Right.
It might be in some bad light, but that don't mean you can't do your research and see what are they really doing.
Right.
What are they really talking about?
Right.
So you can understand, like, okay, they showing them in the bad light for a reason.
Right.
They put a bad. How about this? Have to say this. Have to throw this in the mix before you finish that. I have to find a story. 3 dudes came down from somewhere, came down to Tampa area, robbed this dude, kidnapped him, and Cat tried to say Cat was on, and they tried to say they was Israelites. They tried saying they was Israelites, but you out here kidnapping the dude because he was flossing online, showing all his money. So not only did you kidnap him, you wanted one of the dogs he was selling, you wanted all the money where he was at, and then they riding around with the dude in the car like we was about to go hang out. Police catch him, and this is how they caught him. You got the person you kidnapped driving the vehicle.
Right.
How you let the kidnapped person drive the vehicle? Now, all the movies you're gonna see how they show a person speed up and do crazy stuff in the road. Police saw that, pulled them over. Was about to let him go until the dude making motions. Get out of the car. Okay, sir. Hey, they kidnapped me and such and such and such for real. Y'all get out of the car. Mug shots, 3 black dudes, 2 of them no beards, 1 of them got a beard. You feel me? No fringes on nobody, no zeets, no nothing. But that's the wild part. That's the wild part. And they said, we just came to get some etches.
Now how? Okay, first of all, okay, Israelites would never talk like that. One.
That's what I'm saying.
Scripture, and a righteous Israelite know to never be envious of thy brother. Period, and never covet what he got. Those are basics. Those are basics.
The milk.
If they were righteous, if they were Israelites and righteous Israelites righteous Israelites, indeed, they wouldn't have done what they have done. If anything, they should have asked if they was righteous, they would have asked the brother, how did he get his success? What was the steps that he took to get to the level where he's at? And then follow that same step that brother was talking about. Rather than being envious, rather than being covetous, to take this man's possessions, to rob him of everything he got. But you know what's funny? It's happening. The script prophecy is happening. They're gonna start trying to defamate the true Israelites. They're gonna try it. They're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna try to say, Israelites, they're really Israelites. They're only just a bunch of niggas anyway. They're gonna try to destroy the name of an Israelite, of being an Israelite, a Jew, according to the Bible. It's happening. But we're not going. That's not going to move us off our. It's not going to make us pivot. It's not going to make us. Let me think twice about being an Israelite. Nah, we 10 toes down. We stepping in this ground. We ain't moving. So it's just crazy to me, man. It's pure craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Keep going, 'cause I'm gonna see if I can.
But
find
yeah,
it.
I'm getting this precept Proverbs 1 and verse 20 through 26, because the mother was saying that her son is crying almost every night. She feels some type of way about it. But this is what God is doing. This is what God is doing to that child that's crying when he was doing wickedly, when he got caught up by the police. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 20.
The new best
Wisdom
way-
crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She
Mhm.
crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, and in the cities uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? Now we go out in the streets and the highways and byways and tell our people all the time, how long are we gonna keep playing the nigga? How long we gonna keep playing the foolish dummy in the streets?
Yep.
The ratchet, the ghetto, the hood nigga. How long we gonna have that title upon ourselves? When we gonna throw that away? I'm gonna read on. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge.
The what?
And the fools hate knowledge.
You can't get around that, man. Fools hate knowledge. And as we know, the knowledge is these laws, statutes, and commandments.
And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of Jakes still to this day. When we go out into the streets and say, hey, you know Christ is a so-called black man. He looked like you. He looked like you, talked like you, even had the mannerisms that you have. But nah, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm trying to turn up. I'm trying to get drunk and high.
On the Shabbat.
I want some women's. That's what they looking for. Our people hate knowledge with a pure hatred now. Pure hatred. And I'm gonna read on.
Hold up.
Come on.
What? They hate knowledge. Let's show them a little bit. Let's show.
Go ahead.
Because I done found the clip real quick. I had to find it.
Go ahead.
We want to mute ourselves so it don't have no playback. I'm about to share my screen.
This one, a dog breeder held against his will, robbed and then kidnapped during a 2-day ordeal. He saved himself with some quick thinking behind the wheel of his car. And correspondent Sloan Glass has the details on how this man got himself out of a potentially deadly situation.
Absolutely. When you said quick thinking, I mean, pretty miraculous, Marnie. The Florida man thought he was dealing with 3 men who just wanted a dog, but it turned out to be so much more sinister. They wanted his money and possibly his life. In the end, it was a traffic stop that saved his life.
A Florida man was bragging on social media that his dog breeding business was booming, the cash rolling in. The Martin County Sheriff's Department says these 3 men saw those posts and broke into his home and breeding business. They then robbed and assaulted him before launching on a 2-day crime spree. The suspects moved the dog breeder to multiple locations. When on day 2, they forced him to drive somewhere new. It was then he was driving on the highway past a police car. That's when he purposefully started driving erratically, swerving across 3 lanes of traffic.
He did it right in front of that officer, which caused him to be pulled over and, could have possibly saved his life.
All 3 suspects and the driver got out of the car. They were allowed to return to the car with a warning, but the driver didn't get back in. It was then he made a hand gesture behind his back, like he was pulling the trigger on a gun. And the deputy got suspicious something was wrong. The driver told him he was in trouble and needed help, that he had been kidnapped, and that there were weapons in the car.
He is in really one of the worst situations you can be in as a victim. And that is in a vehicle where those individuals can take him anywhere they want, where they can do whatever they want with him. And I know he was going to get cash, but what about after that?
Guns, knives, drugs, and a lot of money was found in the car. The whole story was investigated and confirmed that it was a brazen kidnapping. The victim did what experts say to do: call attention to the situation, But they also warn about social media safety.
I think it's very important to be very discreet on social media in terms of where you live, in terms of anything to do with money, success, cars you drive. I just really believe that in terms of, from a safety aspect and not putting yourself out there as a target.
3 men were arrested and charged with kidnapping, carjacking, armed burglary, home invasion, false imprisonment, and witness tampering, Marnie.
Wow, smart guy. Scary situation. I think a lot of lessons learned there.
Absolutely.
All right, Sloan, thank you. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact.
They didn't say they was Israelites. That's good. But in the news article,
They said
it was Israelites.
Yeah, bro.
They was Israelites. Let me see. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, back to what I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Our people despise knowledge, man. The knowledge that's according to these scriptures, man. We go out to camp. We go out to camp Friday night, Saturday. We do Shabbat service, and then go on a flyer run, and then do camp on a Saturday night. And our people still want to continue dwelling in this world, having fun with these wicked, with all this wickedness going on, man. Our people hate knowledge, and I'm going to continue. Verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and ye have refused, because the Most High is extending, he's literally doing like this, extending his hand to us. He's extending the hand. Come back to me, my son. And we just slap it away. The first thing we do, he slap it away.
Done with
Or like in Zechariah say, we turn the shoulder from him. We stop our ears from listening. La la la, I'm not listening.
Yep.
Because we refused. Because we refused. I'm gonna continue. Because we refused, and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded it. Because we didn't regard his hand when he was calling us back. When he pleaded with us to please return back unto me. Become my children once again. Oh, ye backsliding Israel, come back unto me. But we didn't. We still wanted to continue in our backsliding.
Keep going.
But ye have set at naught at all my counsel, and with none of my reproof.
Read the next part. This is the funny.
I will, and this is what the Most High was. This is what the Most High is doing to that child right now. I also will laugh at your calamity.
He will do what?
I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
Oh, I'm in pain. My back.
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me. But I will not answer.
Your prayer have you sent up was not being responded to. You thought you had me, but you don't. I am the Most High. Hey, he will do these things, man. And you wonder why. My baby.
Because I know on that hospital bed, that young man was crying, God, please, God, why me? Woe is me. Destruction that cometh upon my head. Woe is me. But were you worried about that when you was robbing somebody of their possession? When you decide to be covetous, when you decide to pick up the attitude of a nigga, when you decided to be a rebellious child.
No, the wild part is this, because just how your boy, what's his name, the rapper, I want to say.
Young Thug?
Not Young Thug. Pop Smoke. He was on the internet. Look at my money. Look at my money. Look at all the money. And you get set up by your friends damn near. You online now. Look at the dog business. Look what I'm making. Right. I'm getting it. You literally putting yourself out there. But this is what it's done be turned into. Because everybody want the likes. You put scriptures up talking about what we doing, we might get 5 likes, might get 5 thumbs up. You feel me? Right. You do something wicked, the world gonna love you. But this is what James 4:4 talks about. The wicked love the wicked.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a wicked world.
The world will love the wicked.
So
but they will despise the righteous, man.
all day, man.
All day, every day.
So
And that's the thing, like, and with that young boy being said, he was in the car with other people. Why didn't his friends, if they were his friends, why didn't they say, yo, bro, this is not a good idea. We all gonna go down for this. We all gonna get caught up.
Nope.
But here's the issue. He didn't prove them to be a friend. Give me, can you pull Zechariah for me, man?
Which one? Zechariah?
Yeah. Prove a friend. Give me that, man. I think it's
Zechariah?
No, Sirach.
I'm about to say.
Salak, I don't know why it's Zechariah. Sirach. Salak, forgive me, man.
6 and what?
Sirach, 6. I don't know why I said Zechariah. Salak. Forgive me, y'all. I know brothers saying Salak. 6 and
12.
6 and verse 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it?
Yeah. Sirach chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldst get a friend,
If thou gettest a friend, read.
Prove him first.
Do what?
Prove him first.
Prove this man. You gotta put him through the trials of fire, man, to see if he a good friend or not. Because read on.
And be not hasty to credit him.
Be not hasty to credit your homeboys when they do something good for you. Don't be so quick. You gotta still prove them first. Read on.
For some men is a friend for his own occasion.
For what?
His own occasion.
For his own occasion. For his own benefit, he will be your friend. But read on.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
And they will not be by your side when trouble come your way. And that's what happened to that young man. How your two friends in the back seat didn't tell you that it was a good idea, that this is not a smart idea to rob this car, man.
They
that
was all in
sitting in.
cahoots. They all in cahoots for it.
That's the crazy thing.
They all in cahoots for doing it, but only one hopped out and ran.
So that
all of them should have ran and scattered.
But they didn't. Because now, and then here's what's gonna happen. That young man gonna go to trial. They gonna be snitching. Because I know they gonna snitch. They gonna tell. They gonna sing like a canary. And that brother is gonna be caught up. And he didn't prove his friends. His friends, if he had real friends, his friends were supposed to rebuke him on the thing that he did. His friends was supposed to keep him safe from sin. But what did they do? They allowed him to sin. They let him indulge in it. Have fun. Raise it. And now when calamity came upon this man's head, now they wasn't there for the man.
I'm gonna read this brother just put it.
Yeah, read that, man.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 4.
Yeah, go ahead.
He that is hasty to give credit.
What?
He that is hasty to give credit.
He that is hasty to give credit. He's quick. He's so quick. Hey, man, my man's right here. Bojack. This is the man right here, man. He hold me down. Read on.
Is light-minded.
It's what?
Light-minded.
He's a fool, man. He is dumb.
Your
As
mind
scriptures
is
would
light.
say, he's dumb.
You airheaded.
Is there more on that?
And he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul.
Whoso taketh pleasure in
whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness.
What?
Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness.
And whoso find pleasure in sinning.
Yep.
Stealing a car. Robbing, kidnapping, smuggling, shooting. Read on.
Shall be condemned.
Shall be what?
Shall be condemned.
Shall be condemned. And the funny thing, what is the wages of sin? Death. Death is the wages of sin. So if you get caught, if you find pleasure in wickedness, you gonna die.
Done deal.
You as good as dead as a doornail, as country folks say. But that's the issue of our people not knowing these scriptures. That's why our people are not knowing the God that they serve.
Yep.
This is the issue. And this is why you have Israelites who are going out in the street every week to tell our people to stop sinning because we don't want death to fall upon them. So these young men, now these young men have to be examples for us to be better. Brothers that could have potentially been in the truth.
Yep.
Brothers that could have long, successful, flourishing lives now cut short just because they decide to sin. They decide to dwell in that sin, find pleasure in it, enjoying it, indulging in it. But this is the destruction of our people, man. This is why we have to come back to these scriptures, man. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Yep.
This is why we do wisdom. This is why we do the Bring It Out show. This is why we have This is why we have the Friday history class. This is why we have Shabbat.
Okay.
So our people can convert their ways and come back to the Most High.
This is why we also have righteous music. So
this is why we have righteous music.
So you can listen to that.
On. This is why we even have the sister class.
So there's no way around it. You always got something righteous that you can dwell in.
Absolutely, man.
Because what they say about Hashatan, idle time.
Oh, idle mind.
Yeah, idle minds and idle hands. You ain't doing nothing. Hashatan appears and say, "Hey, I know what you can go do. Let's go steal a car tonight."
Right, man.
It's 10:30 at night. You should be down there sleeping in bed. You ain't out working nowhere. You're 13.
Right.
You have no cares in the world right now.
Right.
None.
Right.
You still should be acting like a child.
Right. Trying to be grown.
Look at some anime. Look at some Naruto. Taking some Bleach. Taking something.
Say the truth. When I was young, I wasn't even worried about trying to be grown. You know the first thing I was trying to do? I was trying to go Super Saiyan. Like I was full on doing one of these outside looking crazy, thinking I could go Super Saiyan. but you got these young men trying to be men because there's no father in the house, because their mother tells them you have to be the man of the house. Yeah. So they're gonna take on so what they end up doing, they start taking on that persona, even though they don't know what a man really is.
Nope.
According to the scriptures at that fact.
The crazy part is this though, and only man they got to look towards is a young thug that put on the dress.
The rappers that are today, I drink lean, I smoke weed,
this is all you got to look towards.
Molly's and Percocets.
This is the only people you got to look towards.
This is what they have to look up to.
Because they done took all the righteousness off, and we're gonna keep saying it. You can't cut on a country station and hear country music talking about what we do to our women. We getting drunk, we getting high. You might hear a little bit of that in rock and roll, but you still ain't gonna hear a lot of that.
Absolutely
in rock and roll.
Absolutely right.
You feel me?
You know, there was a rapper. I forgot the rapper's name. He was doing an interview, and he said, you know, out of everybody else, out of all the other nations, we're the only nation to talk about violence and traumatizing things that happen to us. Nobody else even speaks upon the trauma. They don't talk about traumatization in any of their music. We're the only ones. Violent. Our pain sells. Our pain sells. Us killing each other, selling drugs just to get by, us shooting down each other. I'm smoking on a little tuka.
But this is the crazy part. This is what always boggled my mind. Oh, that's what we live in. So I gotta rap.
That's my reality. That's my reality.
Try to rap about a reality you would like to see. But you know what they do with music like that?
Oh, they try to put it. They try to bury it. They try to bury it.
You got Roots. You feel me? You had De La Soul. You had certain conscious rappers that tried pushing forth music, but they ain't getting no radio play.
Absolutely, man.
They ain't gonna get that radio play.
Absolutely, man.
Because again, we don't want that community doing that.
Right.
We need the community out here buying Gucci and Louis and fitted. I'd let your brother listen to this. Now, this is the hypocrites of hypocrites.
Right.
I got Apple Music, you feel me? So I'll be just letting it run, seeing the different stuff out. So see teaching points type stuff, you feel me?
Right.
Came across a song with Jeezy and Rick Ross. How about these cats are talking about the almighty black dollar? You feel me? But yet they talking about we shouldn't be buying Lucci and Fendi and Prada.
Oh, absolutely.
And all this other stuff. You talk about it now. You got one song that talk about it, but the radio ain't gonna play that. But yet you turn it right around and we'll go buy all this stuff.
Right.
You go right around talk about it, but then you go buy it yourself.
Right.
That's an oxymoron.
Right.
You're a hypocrite.
Right.
You're literally helping these gay men promote their clothing line and clothes and colognes and all this other stuff. Because that's who makes the fashion now.
Right.
Gay men. Oh, you got to be in style. You got to dress like this. And
Right.
I'm gonna say it. God darn it. As a man, your pants should only be but so tight. But so tight. And now it's getting ridiculous.
No, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. I don't understand the concept of buying a designer belt, wearing the designer belt, sag with the designer belt around your waist. How does that make sense?
Not around your waist, around your butt.
And you showing your drawers. I don't want to know that you're wearing a name brand called Ethica on. I should not see the pattern or design that you have on your cheeks. That should not be in my view. All you're doing is advertising your behind to somebody. In jail, matter of fact, in jail,
somebody will be holding your hand.
In prison, this is for all the young brothers that's still sagging, even still to this day. What sagging stems from is being in jail, and what men wanted to do, fruity men wanted to do was advertise themselves for other men. So what they would do, they would pull down their pants, showing their crack, saying, "You can have this if you want it." And they will have a man go wherever they at, and they will take it. They'll have their way. They will get to know the other man.
Hey, if you sagging, you fagging. You ready for a pile of sticks to pound on you.
So this is for all y'all young brothers that's still sagging, but that's still sagging horribly. That's below your waist. That's below your butt cheeks. Sagging is you're riding the fruit. You're riding the fruit train. That's all I'm saying. You're riding the banana boat. So we gotta cut this out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why it's important for us to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because a lot of people are not knowing these scriptures. These young brothers dying, they are not knowing these scriptures. These mothers that's trying to defend their kids, even when they're doing wrong, they are not knowing the scriptures, knowing that this can happen to them.
Yep.
They need to. That's why our people need these scriptures, man. That's why our people need to know and learn these scriptures. They need to know it front to back, back to front. So their kids don't end up as examples, or them end up ending up as an example for us to learn from them. I that's one of my biggest fears, man. For me, to go to sin, and then I end up getting murdered or killed, and then I'm being used as an example because of my sin. That's why we have to keep these laws, statutes, commandments. That's why it's important. Because right now, even seeing those kids get killed, all the other people, they're not gonna care. They don't care about that. All they see is another Negro. But what we see as Israelites, we see a potential brother that could have been in the truth. You know what I'm saying? These scriptures are important. These scriptures are our life. This is a lifestyle.
Yep.
And the people that's sitting at home, you know, the brothers that's going to camp, bro, each one teach one, bro. Save somebody. If you just talk to a random person, talk to a random Jake in the grocery store, you know who you are according to the scriptures, right? Matter of fact, I hit somebody with this. Hey, man, you know Christ black. Matter of fact, when you get home, read Revelations. Revelations 1 and verse 12, and then walk off. They're gonna ponder on it for a minute. That's gonna steer their brain. Christ is a black man. Revelations 1 and 12. All right, let me go home and check that. Just do that. That'll go somewhere. As long as you planting that seed, this is what we gotta do. We plant the seed. You know what I'm saying? It's vital. It's very vital for us to know these scriptures. It's very vital. But it's a sad thing. It's really sad it's
It's
really sad. It's really sad to see these young brothers die, man. It hurts. It hurts us to have to do a class on these brothers, but it has to be done.
Yep.
For our people to learn and be better, to learn from their mistakes.
And that's the best thing, to learn from their mistakes. You see the mistake, you see where they failed at, do better.
Right.
But you know what? It's going to be, I wish it wasn't, but it's a long time coming. We just showed two brothers at 13 getting shot within a month of each other.
Yeah.
A month of each other. We were supposed to touch on the Harlem shooting. You feel me? Because that happened in I believe it was a setting of Juneteenth with a Father's Day mixed all together. Now, mind you, that wasn't the only shooting that happened in Juneteenth. It was another, I think it was down here somewhere. They gathered together. The police didn't understand what was going on. Now, as the police there, they trying to, too many people, time to disperse. Shots lick off.
Right, man.
Shots fired in the midst. Like,
and Juneteenth supposed to be about freedom. Juneteenth is supposed to be talk about blackness. That we shouldn't be harming one another. But scriptures say we are yet this day in our captivity, man.
Yep.
We still in our captivity. So how are we free? That's what irks my nerve. When I hear about people trying to celebrate Juneteenth and celebrating 4th of July, man.
People don't even understand what Juneteenth is. That's the other part.
That is
the epitome of not knowing what you're celebrating. Because people say, Juneteenth, it was part of the Emancipation Proclamation, and this and that there, when Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, and then I'm like, wait, what?
No.
Dude, do you realize that was a 2-year separation between the two?
No. How about this? How about I got some facts for you? How about the Emancipation, the Emancipation Proclamation? When Abraham was writing it, he wrote in his Emancipation Proclamation that he never thought of freeing the slaves.
Yeah, I know that.
He never had plans of even freeing them, because everybody think that Abraham Lincoln was gonna, out of the kindness of his heart, was gonna free slaves. No, it wasn't. It was only for an advantageous strategy for him to do that. It's basically he was trying to have leverage. That was his leverage. I'm gonna free the slaves, and he ended up freeing us.
But mind you, what you had to do to be free? See? Nah, you had to join the war.
Yeah.
You had to join the war if you wanted your freedom. This is where greenbacks got introduced into the system now. Because before then, there was no such thing as greenbacks. Greenbacks is cash, money. So this is where greenbacks get introduced into the system. You feel me? Dude, because again, when I was in, again, like I said earlier, when I was into all of that, reading, because it got to a point where I reached out for all this different knowledge, dude, and I came across all this. So 1863, January, Emancipation Proclamation. I really don't want these Negroes to be free. I just want to use them as leverage, like he was saying. But if you want to be free, you got to join the military, fight this war on our side so we can beat the South. It happened, but cats in Texas didn't realize they was free. So this 2 years later, 1965, well, June 17th, 1965, this is where these cats come in for Texas to be free. You feel me? Then you go on later on, 1933 came the depression, not depression. What happened?
Recession. You mean the recession?
Recession. There you go. In 1933, this is when they implemented Social Security cards. You feel me? This is when Social Security cards and birth certificates start to be out and about. They had other stuff, but it was in the city, in the states, and all this other stuff. But this is when it came on a mass scale now. Because of this, we started to take the gold, the greenbacks. Dude, that thing goes deep in all this other stuff, man. That thing goes deep.
The whole history of that facade or fad that they tried to push about Abraham Lincoln and he was doing it out of kind of his heart. That wasn't true.
And just to throw it out there,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
was a black man. But let's end the class on that right there.
Who?
Abraham Lincoln.
Where you going?
Yep.
I don't know.
Tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got. Oh, I'll do a class on that
You
next
guys
week.
know that 6 months after Juneteenth, slavery was still legal and forcible. That's crazy.
Yeah, mind you, and this is how they pimp that shit. Like boy, you who'd have just said. This is how they pimp this slave system. If you get caught out late night, you get caught doing crimes, and you just wondering.
You
going
go
back to
to slavery.
jail.
Yeah, you go to slavery.
And be in jail, this is where they get the part of we take your rights from you. And it's still implemented today because if you sign that paperwork, when you go to jail, you're being put into a warehousing system. So in a sense, you are a warehouse product. I can go deep into it dealing with going into the court system. That's why the bench is built like this in the court. When you walk through that gate, now mind you, because you know all laws are what kind of laws?
Yeah.
What kind of laws are they? I'm gonna see you who to know that. Laws are admiralty laws, maritime laws. This is where all laws derive from. That's what, did he say it? Con. Oh, see, look. Con.
I learned about Abraham from soldier class, Elder Marshall.
Yeah, what's the name? Got all the information for you. Marshall Rib,
I need that.
pimping that on, let you know Abraham Lincoln is a black man.
I need that.
Even though he's like a what's your boy name that play basketball?
What?
Blake Griffin. He's a Blake Griffin. His dad was black. You feel me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You feel me? And it goes deep. He wasn't the first one, you mind you. A lot of them was trying to hide from that. Dude, this stuff go deep when it comes to the history. This stuff go deep when it goes into the history and what stuff really is. But a lot of stuff is hidden. That's why they put a lot of information in books. PR people ain't going to go sit down at the library. Everybody want to be Google, what I want to call Googleologies. Googleologists and Google scholars. That's what everybody want to be, a Google scholar. You feel me? But the information is out there. What are you willing to do to go get it? Yellow fringes in courts. And yellow fringes in courts.
Oh, he right.
Nah, check it out. The flag.
Oh, yeah.
You got two different flags in there. One got one bird on it, the other birds and all that. That's it at the top of them. Dude, this thing go deep. And everything is symbolism when you step into a courtroom. All of it is symbolism dealing with what they doing in there. But again, I'm not going to go too deep on it. Not going to go too deep on it.
Yeah.
But we had a powerful class, great class. I wish I could have touched on that shooting that happened in Harlem. You feel me? Part two?
Part two.
Yeah,
Part two.
because I'm going to try to clean up that song.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to get me a theme song for this class. But stay tuned. I might try to put together a little skip it to put online for dealing with this. Because Not My Baby is going to be a theme song running through. If you ever listen to your boy Mo3, he came across something to water. Mo3 had a song called My Baby. It's wild, you feel me? He's saying some wild stuff in there. But the whole thing is, we out here, the parents out here, child dying, well, your child running amok. You ain't saying nothing, but as soon as they die, oh, that's my baby, my baby. Crying.
Crocodile in tears. Because some of these parents know their kids be menaces, man. Parents know when their kids are menaces. They know.
Let's get Let's get it real quick. I'm gonna play this for the peoples. My exit song. And this is gonna be the exit song for the day, everybody. See if I can get it up here. Let me do that. I gotta bring it back. It's my exit song, everybody, for the day. Share screen, blah, 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 blah. This is coming from your boy Shalom Yah, powerful brother, and one of the captains here, Captain Karash. So check this out.
Oh yeah. It's your host of WLOZ, Bunya Hawada, Bunya Sharam. Akim over there at WLOZ that came with another smash hit. What would you gain if you lose your soul?
What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I'd rather live my life like Job, Lord, refine me in the furnace till I'm pure like gold from out the concrete who arose. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I'd rather live my life like Job, Lord, refine me in the furnace till I'm pure like gold. The truth was written, it was never sold.
There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, very wealthy, blessed and healthy, with a soul pure as gold. Couldn't find another man like him, cause he was perfect and never sinned. The reason why the devil didn't like him, so he asked the Lord, could he test him? The only reason why he loyal to you, cause you blessed him, so he gave him over. Now Satan happy that he taking over, trying to convict him, had the power to do everything but kill him. Now Job never seen it coming, took all his riches and his cattle, he was left with nothing. But he never folded. He blessed Yahweh and he kept his soul, cause he was loyal even though he started breaking out with boils. His wife started to take it hard, but through it all, Job never turned on his God. Then the Lord turned back his captivity of troubles, and everything he lost, he got back double. Barakatha Yahweh.
For the man to gain the world and lose his soul, I'd rather live my life like Job, Lord, refine me in the furnace till I'm pure like gold from out the concrete who arose. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I'd rather live my life like Job, Lord, refine me in the furnace till I'm pure like gold. The truth was written, it was never sold. The Most High gave me authority and a blank check with your name, most importantly. How much for your soul? A big house with some Porsche keys, haulers from overseas, so you can have you some orgies, boy, please. You gotta sign in blood to afford these, but you can have it all if you just act accordingly. It's some forbidden fruit, since you thinking you worthy. You won't surely die, take a bite and conserve me. All I ask in return is a coon for eternity. You're every kingdom in the firmament for your loyalty. Tell your children to keep gang banging and murdering, and tell your women they need Brazilian butt lift surgery. Teach them love is love, can't forget about gay pride. Try and change your mind, and that ass is mine. Once you sign a dotted line, there's no way to repent. Don't try to turn back now, you should have read the fine print. Does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I'd rather live my life like Job, Lord, refine me in the furnace till I'm pure like gold from out the concrete who arose. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I'd rather live my life like Job, Lord, refine me in the furnace till I'm pure like gold. The truth was written, it was never sold.
So what's the price of your soul? You want the chain, the whip, the cars, the clothes, the money, the Benz, the Rolls, the D's and Lows? We want the kingdom. The whole earth is our turf. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua.